Hello everyone and welcome back to our CodeSploit tutorials. This is day 2 on mastering the Linux basics, and in a previous tutorial I explained to you all the importance of hackers using Linux as well as the directory structures which are used in Linux as well. I also introduced you all to the command line interface along with 4 other basic essential commands like ls, pwd, whoami and cd. I'll spend a bit of more time with changing directories, listing directories, creating files as well as directories, and finally getting help about commands. So let me open up a terminal as well as the file explorer for a better understanding of you all. Fine. So first of all, let's navigate to desktop. I guess you know the basic command of cd, which is used in Windows also. Once I get into desktop, I'll change my directory to tools, a folder within desktop. Fine. So now I'm starting. As I have showed you in a previous tutorial, we can do this cd a space with a 2 dots followed to move up 1 level in our directory tree. Like this, we will move back from tools to our desktop. Also, if you want to move to a base of a file system in Linux, we can do cd followed by a space and again followed by a /. So as you can see, we are at a base of a file system. This signifies the base of a file system, as I have told you. Fine. So let me get back to our root directory. Fine. Yeah. Oops. There. Now we are back again in our desktop, and what I will do now, I will tell you a very small and important fact. As I have told you, this signifies our root directory. So you can directly do cd with a space and with a spline to get back to our root directory, directly to our root. Also, we can use cd to move our directory by using an absolute path of our directory. This means that we write out our entire path of the directory we want to move after cd. Okay, so let me give up an example. For example, I want to move into this. First desktop, then I want to move into tools, then I want to move into recon, and then I want to move into uk. Fine, I want to move into this. So what I will do, I'll type in cd desktop followed by tools. You can see similar stuff in here. Tools followed by recon and followed by uk. So as you can see, we moved up 4 levels in our directory tree. Okay, so let me move on to our next stuff. Fine. Okay, so next command we are going to deal with is ls command, listing command. One of the most used and powerful commands is list or ls. This command is used to list the contents of a directory or a subdirectory so we can see its contents. It is very similar to the dir command in Windows. So let's do a ls, a simple ls as I have shown you in my previous tutorial. Config documents the same. It has got, this ls command has got 2 very important switches, which is ls a. The a switch means all, so when we use it, Linux will list all the files and directories, even those which are hidden. I had shown you. So let's do lsa. You can see all this stuff in here. So let me view the hidden files also, and you can see bundle, burp suite, and many other stuff which is similar to here. And another command is, another switch we use is lsl. lsl gives us a long listing, which means it gives us info about the security permissions. This is the security permissions. Next is the size or the number of files it contains. Next we come is the owner, which is root. Next we come to the group, which is again a root. In our future tutorials I will be explaining you about creating groups and many other stuff. And finally, this is the date and the time which is created. I'll leave this part to future tutorials as these are more detailed stuff. And finally, this is the name of the folder. So let's get into piping commands. In Linux we can use many switches together, like LSA, another with LSL. So it will give us a very big list, which is basically the all along with a list. It's a long list actually. So you can see the file permissions of even the hidden files also. So we can also use the both switches as one this way, and it will give us the same result we have got while using the both switches separately. Okay, one thing I want to tell you here, we will examine more closely the security of the file permissions, but you need to know at this point is that you need to execute permission on any file you want to execute or you want to run as an executable. So if you download a new tool, you must make certain you have an executable permission on it. Okay, so let's move on. Our next command is the touch command. Touch command is the command for creating a file. It's a bit different for Windows actually. In Linux we use the touch command to create new file. For example, I'm using new file. Fine. And once we do a new file, I'll view it here. Fine, you can see the new file. You can edit this using a text editor or any other stuff like that. So let me confirm it via terminal also. LSL, and you can see the new file folder in here. You can see it here. One thing, when you create a new file, it doesn't have much permissions. It has only read and write permissions. You can see R and W, read and write permissions. Here for the groups it has only read, and for the other system users we have only R, that's read. Fine, so let's move on. I will be covering up more of these in our future tutorials. For now, let's move on. To create a directory, you will use mkdir. Fine. New directory. Yeah. And you can see the new directory folder automatically created as soon as you press on enter. So you can do a ls and confirm it using the terminal. This way you can see the new file over here and the directory as new directory over here. Fine. And finally we are coming up to getting help in Linux. Linux has a very useful utility called man. This. Let me clear the terminal. Fine. man. Man stands for the manual. Man is the manual for nearly every command. If you forget a command or what the command does, simply type man followed by the command actually. do if I forget ls, the use of ls, I will do man ls, and once you press and enter, you will see the huge list which will come up. This is, as you can see it here, manual page, and it tells you what are the user commands, what's his name, its synopsis as well as the description, and all the switches which you can use with it. Okay, so to quit it, I will use Q. Fine. I will just do a man for touch, and you can see touch is for changing the file timestamps. The synopsis is you use the touch command followed by the file name. The description is update the access and modification times of each file. And so this is the same, and you can try it out for every command you know. Also, you can use the help switch with most of the commands, although it won't work for many. For example, if I have forgotten what the touch command is, I will use touch followed by help, and you can see it gives out a small documentary of how to use it, usage, the use of the command as well as the arguments. It's here. So that's it for this brief tutorial. Make sure to check out the first part if you haven't already. I'll be going into more depth in our next tutorial, so keep coming back. See ya. Till then, have a safe hack. Good luck and goodbye.